Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. If you don't know me, my name is Duhamel Bentley, and in today's video, girl, we're talking about Milani, which is one, in my opinion, of the most renowned, roared, most crazy, seeked, and most popular, in my opinion, brand of the Drugstore. Every single time I hear something about Drugstore, it's related to Milani, and I could not help myself than to do a Milani haul, because that's what you do, girl, when everybody and their mother are talking about how fabulous these products are. I had a couple of things from Milani previously. I had a little blush pot, and then I also had a highlighting pot, which I'm wearing and sporting today. Beautiful shades, and they just perform so beautifully, but I continue to hear and, whenever I would continue to ask, hey, what's good, in the drugstore department, like, what are you liking, what's going on? Everybody would say Milani, 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 and I was like, girl. So without further ado, let's get into this video. The first product I'm going to be talking about today is the Conceal and Perfect foundation and concealer. This is a 2-in-1. The shade that I'm using is 5A. I absolutely love the shade selection that they offer. They offer, I want to say, a good amount of shades. I think they discontinued 2 shades, so they're down to 43 shades. And this is honestly very beautiful foundation. It's very buildable. It's a medium to full coverage, which I think it's really great. Even though it's a creamy consistency, I want to show you here. Even though it's more of a creamy consistency, it's not as liquid, it's not heavy, it doesn't cake up on you. I did 2 coats as I normally do when I put my foundations to the test. And guys, my skin just looks really beautiful, really radiant. I applied it with my beauty blender, and as you can see here, I'm gonna go in and dab. It just melts into the skin so beautifully. Like, it's honestly a very surprising foundation. Because when I first saw it, I was like, ooh, this is gonna be very high coverage, and not in the good way. I feel like it's gonna be very cakey, but I really, really like it. The only thing that I'm not obsessed with this foundation is that you really need to prep your skin properly. If you don't necessarily prep the skin, for anybody who has more dryness or anybody who has like more textured skin, it will enhance that, both the dryness and the texture. So my best piece of advice is most definitely check out, how to prep your skin properly. One of the ways that you can prep your skin for texture, I did a video on a couple of cool tricks and tips on how to get your skin looking Barbie doll like, and I'll link that video down below because honestly it works so beautifully. I have found within trial and errors how to best make the skin look, in my opinion. I'm still learning and I'm still growing in the curve. I'm very new at applying makeup to myself. I'm not new to the makeup game, and I've worked with a lot of clients previously, but I'm very new on how to explore it on myself. And girl, if you don't know, it's a different journey, doing this, then doing that, and doing this to doing that. It's just a completely different structure. So I feel like that video will be linked down below. It will be extremely helpful if you're looking to kind of get your skin looking really snatched and beautiful. So let's continue to talk about this foundation. It's 1 fluid ounce. Honestly, I love the fact that this is a glass component. It makes it feel really nice and expensive. Love the black detailing going down with the gold and to the actual shade you can see. I really did like this. It definitely is a very lightweight foundation. Like, I don't have any complaints over the fact that this foundation is not only extremely affordable, it's $9.99, and it works like nothing, and it works like nobody's business. I love the shade, and I love how much for everybody they have. They have neutral shades, they have warm shades, cool shades. They're very inclusive, which I absolutely appreciate and love. And the fact that they have more than 40 shades available, girl, that's commitment, and they definitely deserve recognition for that. And not only that, their foundation just wears so beautifully that I'm just shocked. I'm in awe of how much I've loved this foundation every single time I've applied it. The only thing, again, just please make sure you're prepping the skin, which you should be doing either way. But some foundations need a little bit more work than others. And I definitely think that this is one of the foundations that need a little pick me up, because I definitely have enjoyed it. But the days that I don't prep my skin properly, I'm just like, I'm not the happiest with it. However, coverage, it's very buildable, very flexible, and I'm very happy with it. So I'm gonna show you guys how I applied it using my sponge. So let's do this. Moving on to the blushes, I have the most incredible trio of blushes here. The one that I put on today in the video is the Flowers of Love blush. Such beautiful tones, very complementary to all skin tones. Honestly, I really enjoyed them. I feel like they have wonderful formulas that are very buildable, which if you're a person that you get intimidated by blush, it's so convenient for you because you can really build it up to your comfort level. Something that I really like about this particular trio is that you get options here. You get the mattes and you also get the glittery. So if you're a person that hasn't necessarily explored the realm of matte, you can try the mattes, and if you haven't explored necessarily the shimmers, you can confidently try the shimmers. Honestly, I absolutely loved it. This is really inexpensive. This is $12.99 and it possesses around 12 grams of product, which is a lot of product for blush specifically. As you can see, I've been, hitting it hard. I have another option here that I just had such a hard time deciphering whether I wanted to do either or. So I said, you know what? I'm doing Flowers of Love, and I just decided that I'm gonna put on Floral Fantasy, which is gonna be this lovely trio as well. So you have two options. You have either the Floral Fantasy or Flowers of Love. Let me open them up here for you. Flowers of Love, Floral Fantasy. So the difference really between them is one's gonna be a little bit more pink and another one's gonna be a little bit more peachy. And they're just, again, so easy to use. I literally just grab my blush brush and I just go in, tap the excess, and then just kind of like gently, pat it into the skin, and it just gives you the most beautiful, warm, deliciousness that you can most definitely ask for in a blush. Now, if you ask me, I think Floral Fantasy, which is gonna be this trio right here, is more targeted towards medium to deeper complexions. A light complexion can use this and it'll look phenomenal on them, but I definitely think the tones in there are a little bit more deeper. And I also think that Flowers of Love is a great option for every skin tone, but I definitely think that you'll have to really pack it on yourself if you're a little bit more medium to deeper skin complexion. So please keep that in mind. A really cool thing to note about this product in particular is that it's vegan. For all of you guys that love a vegan option, I think these blushes are incredible. They are extremely buildable, and I think it doesn't matter if you go with option 1 or option 2, I think they'll be really complementary to your skin tone, and I think they'll really help with almost kind of getting over the concern or the fear of blush, because honestly, I have not had not one single experience with either of these blush palettes where I've said to myself, oh, I did too much, or oh, I can't see it. I think it's just so beautifying, and I honestly think that it's been such a gratifying experience to try the Milani. They have other options. If you wanted to go and just get the single actual blush pots, you can. I have another one around somewhere, and I love, the trio. I think it's just so convenient. Let's not only to mention the fact that you can see here how beautiful the embroidery is here. Is that what you call it? The stamping embroidery. The fact that you have that flower stamped there, it's just so beautiful. that I honestly really like these blushes. So let me show you on my bare face how I actually applied these blushes. And as you know now, I've done both of the trios with all of the colors mixed in together, and they just look so beautiful and seamless. I am just so happy that I have this in my collection. Moving on to one of my favorite parts of makeup, and that's going to be the highlighter. Now, this is out of stock, unfortunately. They don't make this anymore, but they do have several shades similar to this. It ranges anywhere from $7 to $9, depending on the size you're getting. I'm not gonna lie to you, I really like this highlighter. I think you can play it up as natural as you want or as beaming as you'd like, and that's what I'm gonna prove to you right here, right now. So you definitely wanna just go in with your highlighting brush and just kind of build her up. You know, definitely make sure that you have the most beautiful glow that you desire to have. Doesn't have to be extremely crazy. It can be as subtle or as intense as you want it to be. But to be honest with you, it works really well. I'm not the biggest fan of the Milani highlighters, if I'm quite honest with you, just because I feel like even though they're really beautiful, I feel like they're a little dry. And not to say that a dry formula is a bad thing, because there's a lot of formulas out in the market that are very dry, but they work really well. Like for example, the e.l.f. Cosmetics Topper Highlighter, that's a really dry formula, but it works so beautifully. And if you haven't seen the video where we created a very beautiful glam with very affordable drugstore products, I'll link that down below so you can definitely see that and enjoy it. But although I will say they work beautifully, I just think that they're a little bit chalky. Like if you look at it here, it looks cheap. In my opinion, it looks cheap, even though on the skin it does not look that cheap. It could look better, but it doesn't look that bad. I'm not the biggest fan of how dusty and dry it looks. However, there are several options and their formula continues to increase. This I purchased a while back, and to be quite honest with you, I wasn't the biggest fan of it, so that's why I didn't really dive more into the brand. But it works great, as you can see. I just don't think this is the best, and for the price, e.l.f. has really great options that really are beautiful. You have to see that video. And girl, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I'm just waiting, honey. I'm gonna put my highlight on again and again until you hit that subscribe button. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, the notification button, so you don't miss any of the craziness, and the thumbs up. It helps the channel a lot. All right, it's a vegan formula. So I love the fact that Milani itself is very conscious about animal cruelty, and they're very conscious about their ingredients, plus their prices. So that's really positive and convenient. I don't really have much to say about the highlighter other than it's okay. Price point is good. There are several options, and there are options where you can buy a smaller or the larger. Definitely, I would advise you to go with the larger, because why not? It's $9 versus $7 for the travel size. So definitely encourage you to purchase if you like how this looks, and if you see tones that work better for you, go ahead and do it. I definitely think it's not a bad deal. However, there are better out there for same amount of price point. I'm gonna be showing you how I applied my highlighter from the initial beginning. I mean, again, this looks cute, it looks nice, it's just not my favorite, but it works. The shade that I have on my cheeks today is Strobe Light, and maybe, just maybe they took it off the market because of the fact that what I'm noticing, where it's a little bit more dry and chalky and it just kind of looks cheap. But again, try out the different options that they have. They have a lot of beautiful colors that I'm definitely excited to maybe try out again, because definitely this entire experience with Milani has really amped me up to want to dive in the brand and explore more. And if you guys know of any good products or want to try any products from Milani and you want to see it in this channel, please leave it in the comment down below. I'll be more than happy to run to Target or wherever I can find it and do the review for you. So let's continue on to the next product, because now we're gonna be talking all about lips, honey, because it's getting very real. All right, you guys, moving on to the lips, and I'm just really excited because I've had such a wonderful experience with the lips itself. Number one, the lip product we're gonna be talking about today is the Amore Satin Matte Lip Cream. The shade that I have on right now is Velvet, and oh my gosh, you guys, such a beautiful shade. Honestly, all of their selection of lips is just very beautiful, very beautifying, very wearable. Definitely they have more bold tones in some of their shades, but they're very wearable. I think that they're really comfortable. They have 12 shades available, and Felipe went out and he bought 8 shades available. I have here some of the shades. I have 7 shades here, and let's name them and swatch them. But as you already know, I have on the lips Velvet. I'm gonna swatch Velvet so you can see how she looks kind of isolated on here first. This is a very beautiful kind of nudie brown tone. I really, really liked it. I thought it was gonna be very enhancing, very beautifying, and I definitely think that it does exactly that. I think you can wear this with a bold eye like today, or you can wear this with a very neutral eye. Next shade we have is going to be Revel. Is it Revel? Rebel? Something like that. Revel, Rebel, I don't know, what is it? Revel, definitely a beautiful, beautiful tone. It's almost like a midnight plum, just so gorgeous. It has like a brown undertone. It's such a phenomenal tone. If you guys know anything, I love a good brown lipstick, and I love purple tones as well in my lips. I love makeup in general. I'm not even going to lie. They have shea butter infused into them and soybean oil, which is just very nourishing to the lips. Also, they have some type of formulation within powders to make your lips look smoother and not have the liquid lip go ahead and kind of crease through the lines. It won't feather on you, which I think it's very great, especially for $8.99. That's such an affordable price point. You get a lot of lip product in here as well. This is 0.22 fluid ounce, and I mean, for $9, it's such an affordable option. I think it wears and it performs so beautifully. It is a little sticky when it dries. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not as sticky as the L'Oreal Le Chocolat line, and if you haven't seen that video, girl, she'll be linked down below, because that was crazy. And if you haven't seen it, you have to check it out, because that was an experience like nothing other I've ever had. Next we have Satin. It's such a beautiful red tone. By the way, these have a scent. They're not fabulous. They smell like old chocolate. So this is Satin on the hand, swatched in there. So you can see it's a very bold red lip, very beautiful, very vibrant. Definitely love those types of tones as well. If you guys haven't seen the video where I try a numerous amount of red lips until my lips fall off, it'll be also linked down below. So don't miss that one, because I'm still working on part 2, girl. She's coming soon. So up next I have here Indulge. Yeah, same scent. Beautiful color though. It's almost like a brown, beige, very beautiful tone. Almost like a mauve tone as well. Has a little bit of a mauve, but it's very browny, very delicious. We have Classic, which we all love a good classic. Very beautiful. This one's even more mauvey than the one before. You can see here, has that beautiful, very cool tone, undertone. I absolutely love a good deep lip like that. Oh, it gets me every time. Up next, we have Plush. Very beautiful, soft kind of purple tone, almost throwing to like a peony lavender. Just very elegant, very wearable, I think, as well. I guess some people would consider this like a true mauve. Up next, we have Femme Fatale. I absolutely love this shade. Very, very empowering, very beautiful. It's almost like a deep, dark, midnight purple. I'm trying to flash it in between my lights so you can kind of see all of the dimension within the tones. I know it's still a little bit wet, and they normally take a second to dry. They do change a little bit once they dry, but I wanna make sure you guys get a beautiful tone right off the bat with these swatches. And then last but not least, I have Velour. Same fragrance. Not impressed with the fragrance, to be honest with you. But this is such a beautiful kind of brick toned red. I absolutely love it. I think it's so flattering. And again, the formulas are just really, really comfortable. For $8.99, these are a steal. And I'm very, very excited and happy that I had such a successful try with all of these beautiful shades. So I'm definitely excited to continue to use these. I'm definitely excited to dive more in. But girl, we're not even done. This haul has a capital H in it, honey. Up next, the next product that we have is the Ludicrous Lip Gloss, honey. Now in the Ludicrous Lip Gloss, they have 6 shades. I don't know what's going on. They're taking off some shades, putting on some shades. It's a situation. But they have 6 shades promoted now. This is 0.16 fluid ounces and it is $4.99. I purchased all of this in Ulta. So please keep in mind that prices may vary. Definitely, if you go to, Ulta, or if you go to Target, which is the 2 areas where I normally shop for drugstore products, they have some different pricing. Or if you go to their website as well, which would be Milani.com, you can get different prices, different sales, which I always find very interesting when it comes down to drugstore products, that you can definitely shop and get your little discounts, which I absolutely love, because a lot of the higher end products, the designer products, or the more middle scale products, you don't have those opportunities as present. So that's a really cool plus. Plus the fact that they perform so well, I'm just completely at odd. So a couple of cool things about this one in particular. It is very long wearing formula. It's very effortless, or high shine with a very bold color. So if you're a person that likes color but doesn't like matte formula or doesn't like anything that's not excessively shiny, these guys are amazing. For the price, even better. I'm gonna swatch this one right here. I have Fishnet Tights. Love that. Very sexy name. This one smells better. It smells sweet and delicious. I love how this smells. Beautiful tone too. Very rich, very creamy, very pigmented. You can see here that the liquid lips have dried off now, but lip gloss is just phenomenally beautiful. I absolutely love it. Very creamy. And then I also have So Fly. And I love when products do this, where you open them and they kind of open themselves because of the pressure. There's nothing better, in my opinion, than when that happens. So let me make a swatch. Very, very nicely fragranced. I definitely prefer the fragrance of the Ludicrous glosses than the actual Amore Satin Mattes. It's not a bad fragrance, the Amore. The Amore Satin Mattes does not have a bad fragrance. This one's just a little bit more enjoyable to me. So that's So Fly right there. Very delicious. It almost looks like chocolate syrup. I have to put it on. You already know Mama has to put it on. I mean, guys, check that out. It's extremely, extremely glossy. It's extremely beautiful. They are a little bit milky, So please keep that in mind. The formula is just very dense. I know a lot of people don't necessarily enjoy the milkiness of them, but to give you this extreme, almost like, just like dominatrix moment, I feel like they have to be this dense within the gloss. Very comfortable to wear, and I absolutely loved. I'm extremely happy that I was able to reconnect with this brand because honestly, everything in here performed extremely well. The only thing that I didn't love and wasn't obsessed with was that highlighter. And even though I wasn't obsessed with it, I think it wears really beautifully. Again, there's just better options for better prices. But you guys, overall, if you haven't tried Milani, girl, run and try Milani because honestly, it's incredible. Thank you, Felipe, for sponsoring this video because honestly, he was the one that went out and grabbed everything that he could from Milani because sometimes I see options and I'm just like, da, 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 da. You know, like so many options get me nervous. I don't even know what, you know, to choose. And Felipe, he's always the one that helps me, you know, visualize what to do and how to do things, you know, and what selections to make. So I'm very grateful for his help. And you guys, if you want to see more reviews on brands like Milani, or if you want to see more hauls, leave it in the comment down below. And don't forget to subscribe. Please hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel severely. And we want to make sure we're reaching everybody and its mother because girl, it is the time to spread the love. Happy New Year. We're ready for 2021 in the Dufe channel. We have a lot of exciting reviews and I cannot wait to see how this year's positively unravels, not only for this channel, but for you watching. So thank you so much. And don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss any of the craziness. And binge watch, honey. You know it's a thing. I will catch you on the next one. Bye.